Hey, so it should come to no surprise to any of you that I like fall a lot. I mean, I don't know what gave it away. Maybe it's all my videos recently. Maybe it's my Instagram feed. Maybe it's this whole background that I have going on. I don't know, but I think you guys can kind of get it. You can get my vibe that I like fall. I'm into it. I can dig it. Therefore, I owe you a list of my favorite fall palettes, and 5 to be exact, 5 top favorite fall palettes that include drugstore and high-end, as well as a few honorary mentions because I couldn't include these ones in my list since they were limited edition, and sometimes you can get them, sometimes you can't, and I don't think that's fair. So I'm gonna do a little honorary mention at the end with a few because maybe you already have it in your collection and maybe you haven't thought about it for fall. I mean 2 of these are pretty obvious, but nonetheless, I wanted to include them in some form or fashion, so we'll put those at the end. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. These fall palettes you must try if you love fall and fall color stories and fall color themes on your eyes, as well as surrounded by everything fall, okay? All right. By the way, if you are new to my channel, new to my face, my name is Ellix, and yes, I like makeup, I like fall, I like all those things. And if you dig any of those things, well then you might as well subscribe because I post 3 times a week, all beauty related and all cruelty free, and you don't want to miss out on my future videos. So we're gonna jump into it now, and if that all sounds good and dandy to you, then you know what to do. Sit back, hang tight, and keep on watching. Boop! Okay, first of all, I want to let you know, in case you are wondering, what this orangeness is in my hair because I'm absolutely obsessed with it. These are just clip-in extensions. I picked them up from INH Hair, which is also insert name here, and they just clip right in, these bad boys, okay? And I think that's so much fun. I need to get more colors. So that's that. I'm going to start with the eyeshadow palettes now, and I'm going to start with the shadow palette that I used today on my eyes, because that just makes sense. We're talking about what's going on here. Well, I used this, the Mel Cosmetics 420 palette. I mean, look at this beauty. Oh my goodness, it's such a gorgeous palette. Now, I absolutely love this palette. This was actually my first experience with a Mel Cosmetics eyeshadow, and I was blown away at the formula, the pigmentation, everything about these shadows. It just, oh, it is just my perfect shadow, okay? Because it's super pigmented, blends amazing, and it's just, what more could I really want in a shadow, honestly? But not only that, obviously we're talking about color story today. So color story wise, I think it is a beautiful color story for fall because you have those more moody type of tones. You got a fun pop of green and a bright yellow, but they have just a moody vibe to it. It's not just any green, it's a slime green, which makes me think of Beetlejuice. And hello, Mel Cosmetics is coming out with a Beetlejuice line. Ooh! Anyways, so I love that. I love the other moody greens in there. The neutrals in there also pull so just earthy and rusty and different. And you know what? Come to think of it, Mel has a rust palette too that probably would be perfect for fall. They have a couple palettes that are just moody and perfect for fall. The only thing about the 420 palette is it is a more pricey palette at $58, but honestly, the formula is so good. That's why I waited so long to try them, because their palettes are pretty pricey. But now that I've tried it, I'm like, okay, collect them all. No, but seriously, the formula is so good. Now, for those that want to know what I did for using this with my makeup look right now, first of all, I'll list everything down in the description box per usual, so everything on my face and my hair in this case. But for today's look, I used the shade Hash as my transition shade, and then jumped over into my crease and used Blunt. And then for that, oh, that beautiful rusty neutral shade, I went over here and used the shade Full Melt. And oh my goodness, when I'm saying, oh, these neutrals in this palette are just the perfect fall neutrals because they pull that rusty orange tone. They're just lovely. But then you have that kind of like taupey color where this works as a transition shade for those rusty ones, or the like not so much where that's more like the brown one. It's just even works with the green. It's amazing. Also, the pop of orange is obviously not from that palette. That is actually a liquid liner that I got for $5 at Walmart. It's from Profusion. It's the Bright Lights UV Neon Liner in Strobe. And holy moly, it is gorgeous. It's not even cracking or getting weird or anything that some neon liners do. It is just wonderful. And might I say, it matches my hair perfectly, along with the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner on the lower lash line in shade Puppy. Now, I really like this. It's super affordable as well. However, I'm running running out of this really fast. Really, really fast. But I mean, it's like, I think it's only around $5 too, so I'll probably go out of this one fast too, but it's not like I use these colors all the time anyways, and that's just a vibe, man. It's just... Now, the next palette, and I should say that none of these are in any particular order whatsoever. It's just what I'm picking up as I'm going. So the next palette definitely to me is something that people wouldn't normally think of, and you might have it in your collection already. If not, it is still available on Colourpop's website, and that is the Frozen 2 Anna palette. Now, I got this palette last year when it originally launched, and I remember falling in love with it for fall. And the Elsa one was more of a winter type of tone, which was beautiful, but this one had my heart, because I just find that fall type colors are more flattering on my skin tone since I am very golden. So these kind of colors, they work for me. So I instantly fell in love with this one for that time, and I was using it over and over and over again. Have since been using it since we're in a new fall season. And with this one, as opposed to the Melt one, you have more of the purple tones in there. So you got that purple shade right there, and then a shimmer version of that, kind of more of your rosy kind of neutral tone. But then you also have your neutrally browns as well. It's just such a good vibe, such a good mix. I think it's like around between 10 and $15, you know, Colourpop. Great formula as usual, and I just think it's great. And I love those pressed glitters. I know not everybody does. I know it's controversial if you put it on your eyes, but okay, I break the rules. What can I say? So yeah, love that one too. It is great. It's more affordable. Like it. Now, this next palette surprised me, and I'm kind of like, why didn't nobody ever tell me that this was a perfect fall palette? Because it's been out for years, and a lot of you have this in your stash. And I know that because you told me, but I mean, it's okay that nobody told me that it was perfect for fall. I should have looked with my eyes to decide for myself. But nonetheless, the next one I want to talk about is the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions palette. Hello? Right when I look at this, I'm like, what? Now, with all that said, I'm not surprised that I never realized this was a fall palette, because I've never really looked into the Huda Beauty like Obsession line, the little minis like this. So I got this in a mystery box earlier this year, and that's when I was like, oh my goodness. Well, also seeing it in person is a little bit of a different reaction, because you get to see the richness and everything than just a bunch of pictures online. But even then, when I would see pictures of these collections and stuff, I would gravitate to like the blue ones or the green ones, you know, those more vibrant, colorful ones. So this one would be one that I would think to get unless it was in a mystery box. So I love it though, and I've been using it, and I've just been blown away. This mustardy shade right here, it's like not even mustard. It's like a mustard sweater, where it's like a knit, cable knit sweater, and it's just kind of like muted and moody and deep mustardy. That's what this is. I mean, you just look at it and you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Was that good on the description? Because I feel like that's what I envision when I look at that, and I just love it. The orange tones are so pretty. Ooh, gosh, it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. Even the shimmer shades, a pack a punch. Oh man, it's just 10 out of 10. 10, underrated. And I think that's what it is. However, maybe people were overhyping it at the beginning when this launched. Like I said, it's been out for a few years, I believe, and I just wasn't paying attention. So joke's on me. I was missing out all these fall years. Well, not this year, baby. Not this year. So if you have this and you need a fall palette, bust this baby out, okay? Bust it out. It's just beautiful. Okay, I got another drugstore one for you, and that is another, I mean, all of these, I feel like I did a pretty good job on underrated type of palettes that you might not hear that much about. So this one, y'all might know about it if you've watched me for a couple years now, and that's the Makeup Obsessions Belle Jordan palette. Now, this was a collab palette with Belle Jordan. However, they are still making it to this day. I want to say it's been 2 years, but don't quote me on that exact timeline. Okay, so color story wise, yes, I love it for fall. It's a little bit different with the pink tones now. So you see each theme palette is a little bit different from one to another. They're not all exactly the same. You can get kind of different tones depending on the type of fall tones that you like. So you have your more rusty, bronzy shades over here. You got your maroons and your pinks that work so nicely together. You got a very fun orange shade right there called Sagittarius. And then you have your more taupey type of shades and a pop of purple that you can mix with some plum. This deep, deep plum. Beautiful. And of course you have a black and you got a white. So I love the versatility of this palette, and I love that it's only $14.99 here in the States. You can pick it up at Target, and I just think it is lovely. I've never taken out these pans, but you can pop them out. And I think that for 15 bucks, you know, that's one of the better price point ones that we've seen. So for how much you get within this palette, and I just think it's underrated. Again, I know, like I said, I've been saying that with every single palette, but it is, and I think it's nice. It's not the perfect formula of shadow. It's not the craziest amount of pigment, but for a drugstore shadow, I mean, not even for drugstore, it's pretty mid-tier to me. Like it's not like Mel Cosmetics and like, you know, the best of the best, but it's really, really good, and you can just pick it up at Target when you're there, and it's just great. And yeah, so if you're looking for a color story with more maroon, pinky tones, but still having those rusty browns in there like that, and then an orange tone in there, this is a great palette to play around with. It is just beautiful, and I love the packaging of that and her lettering. It is so pretty. It's so Belle Jordan. It's just lovely, and I like it. Okay, last one for my list, and that is the, of course, I mean, it's so fitting, and it's only $3, mind you, which is just love it. And it is the e.l.f. Pumpkin Pie Bite-Size Eyeshadow Palette. I mean, like I said, it's called Pumpkin Pie, so how can I not include it? But no, really, it is a beautiful neutral tone eyeshadow palette. So if you have like, you know, your base collection, you're just like, I just need something a little more, or maybe you're just getting into makeup, or maybe you just want to play around with some tones because you're not sure how they're gonna look on you. For $3, you can try this one out, and it's beautiful. If you can't find this at Target, you can either get on e.l.f.'s website, or I just saw them being stocked at Walmart. That and those beautiful $3 blushes, bite-sized blushes. It's taken forever to launch in stores, but I finally have seen them there. So you can pick that up there if you want to next time you're shopping around. And I just think they're beautiful bronzy tones, very pumpkin pie-y, not too orange. It's like a safe bet. Okay, like you want to play with those tones, but you don't want to go full orange. You don't want to go full moody green. You just want a little something something for fall to get you through, and you love your neutral shades. And I feel like they perform really nicely, and it's just great. It's just a cute little palette, and I love it. I included it in my e.l.f. Cosmetics full face of favorites, or whatever it was that I did. 5 favorites, 10 favorites, something from e.l.f. I did a favorites video from e.l.f. Maybe I'll link it down in the description box if I remember. We'll see. But yes, I love it. I listed it there, and I'll list it again now because it's beautiful. Okay, let's talk about though oh, I got stuck on this word earlier. Honorary mentions. Oh, I'm telling you, a baby brain is for real. I got stuck on that word earlier today, and I'm stuck on it again just now. Okay, for the honorable mentions, let's talk about these 3 palettes, okay, right here. So starting with Milani Gilded Desires, because I don't know if you can get this anymore, but I know a lot of you guys said that you had this back when I did a look using this palette. I think you can still get it as the Trend Mood X Milani set, where it comes with the eyeshadow primer, and it's the same thing. They used to sell this separately. I think you can get this in the set now, maybe at Walgreens if your Walgreens still has it. If not, the Milani Cosmetics website has had it for 50% off for a while, which tells me it's going away. But either way, if you have it, I think that it is a beautiful, beautiful fall tone palette, and you have some foily shadows in there that are just so nice, and those mattes are absolutely beautiful. Now, I gotta be completely honest, I don't usually love the Milani eyeshadow formula, but this palette's a little different. This palette is a little different breed. The mattes on there blend beautifully. They have a lot of pigmentation. You got the cranberry tone in there, the black if you want to go with that, and then the browns too. And then you can pop in some fun foily shades, like I said. So you have that beautiful gold, feels super, super buttery. The shimmers I've run into issues with on some of their other palettes, but the shimmers in here are different. Their metallic formula is really, really nice. And then, okay, let me explain this one, okay? Because it almost made it to my actual list. So there's 2 reasons for the honorary mention in here. Number 1 is it's not going to be available forever. It is a limited edition palette, which means that it's going to be, this palette's going to be gone by the end of the year. Probably end up at TJ Maxx if they made too many quantities. We'll see. Here it is. Also, there's a reason it cannot fully be in the list, because I don't fully think it's worth the $49 price tag. I believe that's what it is. because something's not working out so well. So yes, this is the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette, as you can see. And that is the beautiful color story. I mean, it's called Pumpkin Spice, so what better palette for fall, right? Right, well, okay, here's the thing. I love the mattes in this palette, okay? The mattes are beautiful. If you saw me trying this on for my first impressions video, then you know I love the mattes. The metallic-y or, you know, shimmer press formulas in here, not so much. And I've continued to use this palette and played around with it every single time. The mattes are just like beautiful, amazing, wonderful. Exactly what I look for in these tin formulas from Too Faced. But the shimmers just completely let me down every single time. And it's just not, it's like, the shimmers, okay, you'll like the shimmers if you don't like a lot of shimmers. If you don't like a metallic, kind of wet looking, just bold type of formula, then you might like this. If you want more like a soft, almost like a glitter topper type of formula, then you might really like these. I shouldn't knock the shadow formula entirely because it's personal preference. I'm just somebody that likes that bang-a-rang, I mean, if you can tell, I like that bang-a-rang in your face type of formula for different products that I use, and shimmer and metallic formulas are no different. So if you like a more shadow topper, if you like something a little more soft, subtle type of shimmer, then maybe you'll love this palette through and through. I can look past the formula of the shimmers because I love the mattes so much. I love the color story, obviously so great for fall. Last but not least, but unfortunately not available, the Colourpop Gather Round Sisters Hocus Pocus palette. Of course I have to mention this one. It just recently launched, what was it, only a couple weeks ago now. And they haven't restocked. I believe they said they weren't going to. I feel like you don't have to be Halloween to love this palette. You don't need it to be fall. Colourpop, you need to let some more out of the inventory. You need to make some in your factory, whatever it is that you do, because there are so many people that wanted this palette, and it's so unfortunate for everybody that wasn't able to get in. It's so sad. As you all know now, I love Hocus Pocus. I got my Funko Pops in the background. I mean, this color palette, this story, this color story, whatever you want to say, beautiful, total fall vibes. And I mean, Hocus Pocus. I mean, I don't really think there's anything else to say. I mean, if you've been watching me recently on YouTube, you know I did the 3 looks 1 palette with this video. I did my first impressions. I've done a lot of looks with this. I don't need to harp on it too much. It's beautiful. I love it. It's so good. Colourpop, make some more, please. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay. So if you are new here and this was your first time you ever stumbled upon my channel and my face and you made it this far in the video, well, you might as well subscribe because, you know, I didn't scare you off yet. And you might want to find out when I post more videos, which is, like I said, 3 times a week, all beauty related and all cruelty free as well. Anybody who is subscribed, make sure your bell is tapped. I have been getting a lot of messages and comments recently saying YouTube has not been sending notifications and they thought I disappeared off the face of the earth, but yet here I am posting multiple times a week and YouTube's just not telling you. So check your notifications maybe, see if those are set to on for me. And same thing with Instagram. I've been getting that and somebody's like, oh, I haven't seen you in forever and here you are posting all this stuff. So I'm there, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Pinterest, I'm on all the places. Come check me out, come hang out, get some extended content over there. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I really want some pumpkin pie right now. This just like sitting right here, just getting me in the mood for that. Okay, all right. Okay, I don't have any of that, but I'll figure out something. All right, thank you guys again. I'll see you next time. Bye. Palette, product, eyeshadow. This was my, that was a weird thing to say, Ash. Okay, unmentionables. That's not the word. That's not the word. Okay. Okay, it's gonna be a little more holiday theme, and then I don't know what's gonna happen after that, but we'll make it fun. Are you gonna be a noisy kitty? What are you doing? Oh, yep, you're gonna be noisy, okay. But she's the sweetest. I want you to stay in here, but I know you're gonna be noisy. Look at how big she is, you guys. Look at her. Look at how big she is. Say hi, everybody. This is Miss Teagly. She's such a snuggler. But I'm gonna put you with Zabebses, okay? Which is daddy, okay? Let's go in with him. Am I in like such a hyper mood today? I ate before this. That's probably why.